This known car brand in Germany has been known as the people's car, but also known as the car of love. And it is the car that started it all in America. This is the story of the Volkswagen Beetle. So, the story of the Volkswagen Beetle dated back in the mid 1930s when Adolf Hitler, Germany dictator, wanted an affordable road vehicle that was known to be mass produced, fuel efficient, and less oil consuming. So, what he decided to ask German automaker Ferdinand Porsche to make an affordable people's car along with Volkswagen, and this led to the creation of the Volkswagen Beetle. So, what exactly is the Volkswagen Beetle? The Volkswagen Beetle, or simply known as VW Bug or the Volkswagen Type 1, is the very first car made by Volkswagen in 1930s. It was used for World War II during Adolf Hitler's time in Germany. So after the war, the Volkswagen brand has been synonymously known as the most influential name in car history. So people have been wondering to themselves, what does the word Volkswagen mean? Well, it actually stands for two different things. Volks means the people, wagon means car. If you merge the two words Volks and wagon together, it says Volkswagen. So you would say the people's car. And guess what? The Volkswagen Beetle has been known to be an economical, environmental friendly little car. Even though its quirky time had been in the war, people obviously understand where the Volkswagen Beetle came from. So, why did countries worldwide like the Volkswagen Beetle? Well, here's this. The Volkswagen Beetle was probably known as the most influential car, and guess what? It was the only car to be considered a rear-mounted air-cooled engine powered by a 356 cubic inch flat 4 boxer engine from Porsche. This may likely be the fact that Volkswagen's DNA was actually used by Porsche because Porsche was also found by Ferdinand Porsche, who also got the idea of engineering the Volkswagen Beetle. The Volkswagen Beetle was shortened as the Bug or Volkswagen Buggy because some people say that the Volkswagen Beetle can still drive anywhere on untouched roads or untouched terrain. This may likely be the fact that the Volkswagen Beetle has been known to be getting very quirky throughout its days. It not only became a significant thing for war by Adolf Hitler, but it also became the very first German car to be shipped worldwide. Of all the known things that Volkswagen ever did was, what did the Volkswagen Beetle even do? Well, it wasn't even meant for extremely high speeds, but it was influential, economical, and it was very simple to fix. Even though small problems arise from the Beetle, the Volkswagen Beetle has never devised its roots as a daily driver car. Many people had known that the Volkswagen Beetle would later show up in cinematography history, namely by Walt Disney. In the 1960s, Walt Disney made their very first movie about a Volkswagen Beetle known as the Love Bug or Herbie. But have we ever thought to ourselves, why was the Volkswagen Beetle named as the Love Bug? Well, according to some car enthusiasts, the Volkswagen Beetle's economical, quirky, and bulbous design made it such a lovable little car. It was economical enough to become a symbol of love, and guess what? In Germany, they call the bulbous car strength through joy, and this was likely the beginning of what became the most lovable German car in history. The Volkswagen Beetle has been synonymously known as the love bug due to its iconic presence and quirky features. It was the very first German car to be shipped worldwide with a rear mounted engine. But why a rear mounted engine? Well, here's the thing. Back in the days of 1930s and 40s, Porsche and Volkswagens were not actually front mounted engines like Japanese or European cars. Well, the Beetle and Porsche were both European cars, but here's the obvious point. The reason why their engines were placed in the back is because it gave them more an outstanding performance and their handling became so much better. Instead of being front wheel drive like most sports cars and roadsters, they were actually back wheel drive. Another funny and silly little quirk is the Volkswagen Beetle can actually drive over shallow water. This gives the Volkswagen Beetle a boat-like design. Due to its rounded, simple shape, it became the most synonymous looking car that no one has ever seen in their entire life until now. So, why I chose the Volkswagen Beetle? Well, it's because in some in all different countries around the world, the Volkswagen Beetle didn't even sold expensive like those high performance luxury vehicles like Rolls-Royce, Pagani, Lamborghini, Mercedes Benz, BMW. The Volkswagen Beetle was sold cheap around the world because it had an air-cooled rear-mounted engine. This may likely be the fact that Volkswagen Beetles were the only German cars to be sold cheap around the world because due to their economical friendliness, they actually reduce fuel consumption and oil crisis. And this was likely the very first idea of a car brand being known to save so much oil because other cars consume too much oil due to being using gasoline powered engines. What truly became of the Volkswagen Beetle today is Volkswagens are now becoming electrified. Although some people may not like the idea of the Volkswagen Beetle going electric, but they rather prefer the old school design because it's a timeless legend, a true classic that never left the modern era. The Volkswagen Beetle surely stood up to its name. From post-war to now becoming a family icon, this iconic Volkswagen has been known all around the world. The Volkswagen Beetle was not just a wartime icon by Adolf Hitler or a family car. It was an icon of love. And I have a few words about the Volkswagen Beetle. Volkswagen is love. The people is the Volkswagen. Volkswagen is love. You can't go wrong with the Volkswagen Beetle. The Volkswagen Beetle has become one of the most influential vehicles in the 1960s all the way up to the present. And the Volkswagen Beetle has been known by hippies. Although, what is it with Volkswagens and hippies? Well, during the 1960s and 70s, known Americans drove Volkswagen Beetles or buses in the 60s and 70s who are called hippies. Due to the economical and usefulness of the Volkswagens in the olden days, the Volkswagen Beetle became the prominent use for hippies because of their fuel economic and fuel efficient uses. The Volkswagen Beetle has been popularly known as the hippie brand because of its economical, cost saving, and fuel efficient environmentally engineered design. What we all know and love is that families can also have a Volkswagen Beetle. In the Philippines, we call the Volkswagen Beetle hunchback car due to the way how the lid is open. And from what I can tell, the Volkswagen Beetle from the 1960s was probably the best era of the Volkswagen. The Volkswagen Beetle has become one of the most greatest looking cars that I have ever seen. In fact, I seen a lot of, or some Filipinos drive around in Volkswagen Beetles. The Volkswagen Beetle has been known for the Philippines for a very long moment of time. The Volkswagen Beetle was truly an icon of the decade. Ever since its time in World War II to now becoming a legendary family vehicle and a symbol of love, the Volkswagen Beetle is truly a remarkable little car. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Make sure that you go comment, like, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell.